What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, over the last few months, as Solana has been seeing a pretty big correction, honestly, I told you guys that there were three main things that needed to happen in order for me to see another accumulationary phase. First and foremost, we needed to see ourselves break out of this descending triangle. Second of all, we needed to see the backtesting of support once we broke out of that descending triangle. And third, I said that we needed to get back above the most recent macro regional high. I said in the event in which we're capable of doing all three, it is very likely that Solana is either at a bottom or very near the bottom, and at that point I will look to start to accumulate. And at this given point, we are about maybe 4 or 5% away from seeing that final confirmation number 3, which is the establishment of a new macro regional high above the most recent macro regional high, which tells us that the downtrend itself may be breaking up and that a new phase is being entered into. Now, in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys the last couple things again that we are looking out for. I'm going to go over the indicators to see if this move above $101.5 is possible, and if so, exactly how I'm going to go about it. So of course, again, what we're looking for is the clearing above $101.5. Now, the reason it's going to be this level right here, as you know, that's going to be the level of importance, is because I know we did get a wick up here. And of course, that wick was going to be because of two things. Item number one, of course, was going to be the fact that it came up to this resistance level. And item number two was going to be because it came up to the 50 moving average. Well, considering the fact that we broke the 50 moving average and we broke that resistance level already, I'm tempted to say that this wick is not as important and that we need to go off of the closes, in which we can see we had 4 closes here, 1 close here, a few closes back here, and we are finding resistance right here. This 101.5 level seems to be much more important at this given point. So that is going to be the point in which we are going to focus on getting the daily close, although we did get a little bit of a wick above that level, okay? Now, in the event in which I am going to, purchase Solana, the method in which I'm going to go about it is looking for 1 to 2 daily closes above $101.5. So it may not come today and it may not come tomorrow, but I need to ensure that it is capable of holding above that level, because there have been a few instances in which we have seen something of this, in which we got the first daily close, but the second one led to a pullback to the downside. I want to see that we can get above 101.5 and hold it. Optimally speaking, I mean, if we do get back above like 120 by the time that second daily close happens, sure, I mean, that is full-blown confirmation to me that we are entering into a new phase in the market, but I don't want to get faked out right here, especially as something like Ethereum, let's go back to my Ethereum charts, especially as Ethereum hits a key level of resistance, right? If Ethereum starts to pull back, and so does Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts to pull back as well off this key level of resistance, I don't want to get faked out in which Solana sees a breakout temporarily, but ends up getting pulled back towards the downside because Ethereum and Bitcoin start to pull back as well. So be on the lookout for this thing to get 2 daily closes above $101.5. Now, in the event in which it does this, in the event in which it gets above 101.5, I'm personally going to probably add maybe about I would give it between 8 to 15% of a positional increase. Now, although that sounds like a lot, realistically, I've just been accumulating cash over the last 4 or 5 months. And so for that reason, I do have a little bit of extra gunpowder in order to really take advantage of this market while we are still in discount territory here. But the reason that I'm not making a super major increase or a super major add accumulation at this given point is because Solana is still within the realm to see a bit of a ranging before we actually see some growth, okay? Now, Solana has a tendency that once it breaks the downtrend, it just absolutely takes off, right? As you can see here, it broke the trend, it took off. Back here, it broke the trend, it took off, right? But as Solana matures, it is much more likely that at some given point, those takeoffs that we're seeing are going to slow down, right? The market cap's getting too high for it to just climb 300, 400% in a day, right? And it is becoming more likely that we will see something similar towards Bitcoin, as to where when we get this breakout, something similar to this, that even when we break out, we may consolidate for a little while, allow those bulls to, to cool back down now that they made this very strong push out of the resistance level. And then as we consolidate, then we start to look for either the breakout there or one last capitulation before the eventual full-blown breakout, okay? And so for that reason, I'm not going to be doing a huge accumulation on Solana, but again, between 8 to 15% of my position size, and just adding onto it just in case we do get a big move like that. But just in case we do get some type of consolidation or even one more capitulation event, I'm not going super heavy while we are in this area until we are capable of seeing, breaks back above 120, 120, and then eventually back above this 140 level. And then I will continue to add on as we do break each one of these levels of resistance. That's just the way in which I'm going to go about it. So definitely do pay attention to $101.5 at the end of the day today. We are struggling at $100 at this given point, but I think that all of our cryptos are at a key level of resistance, again, as we saw for Bitcoin, as we saw for Ethereum. And if we do get a strong push from the bulls again, I do think that we will see the entire market breaking these key levels of resistance. So do stay tuned for that, of course. So that's the update in today's video. It was a little bit less technical. We didn't really look at the indicators or anything of that nature, but I wanted to give you guys my game plan just in case this does happen, so you know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and the size of the position in which I'm going to add. I don't want you guys to, think that I'm a financial advisor, so you should copy me. This is just the way in which I'm going to go about it because I think it's the most effective. And if we do in any way start to see the price roll, I'm actually okay with that. I forgot to mention that if we do see the price roll from here, we are still within the bounds to see some type of inverse head and shoulders play out. Now, I know we did get this low right here, but realistically, if we look at the average volume of the, where we were seeing these sales, it was still sitting in this area. So we are still looking at some type of potential inverse head and shoulders, and we could go as low as $88. And, as long as we're above that level, realistically $88 to $83, I am still thinking that we are looking real good for a continuation back up to the top side here. But overall, that's going to be about it for today's Solana update. I hope you guys did enjoy. As this market is picking up, I will be posting a lot more videos because it becomes a lot easier as there are more and more interesting things happening, of course. So with that said, that's going to be about it. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all next time. Peace.